This is perfect. Just like I left it. Hello, everyone. Just like the turnabouts we love in this series so much, we are so back. I'm joined tonight by no, I'm just kidding. Tommy's here. I will be doing every voice. You will get to watch me die live on stream as we do another tutorial case, which I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'm skipping through some shit. I'm not reading all that crap, I'll be honest. Sorry for the last couple of weeks being a little thin. Well, I don't know. I put out an SMT. I put out the SMT5 highlight video. I hope you all have enjoyed that. I feel like I could have done a bit better job on it, but I think it turned out all right. Though the thing that actually drove me insane with it is hearing the audio of it on YouTube, not knowing that they started implementing dynamic range compression, and then all my shit's too loud, so I hear it, but you all are probably fine with it. So I've actually readjusted my audio. Let me know how that sounds. But to that, I have begun work on the daunting task of the daunting and painful task of rewatching the Zero Escape series to get the highlights written down. It's tough. Like it's tough rewatching yourself not know how to solve a puzzle. that even though you know it. Man, fun. I just got through the first VLR stream. We guessed everything in that game on the first stream. It's kind of nuts. We just got it all right instantly. 5 hours, we were good to just leave. We could have left. We were done after that. But I've begun work on that, and hopefully I will be able to get that out. What is my chair stuck on? Okay, I'm fine. Hopefully I'll be able to get that out. And then, if you didn't watch it, I actually highly recommend watching that Splatoon stream I did last Friday. That was like a pseudo podcast stream, and I think I'm gonna try and figure out a way that we can do more of those, because I think that was really fun. Something that's not so focused on the game, just us fucking talking about whatever. Play Balatro, and then I said, fuck, I need to stream. I guess we're just gonna do Resolve. It'll be fresh on our mind also, so we might as well, right?
Yeah, it's fair.
It
was either do it now or do it in like 6 months.
It's 6 months, exactly. Yeah. Also, happy birthday, Gothic. Always happy to have you, you motherfucker. Midwest piece of shit. Steam leaked a stream series we're gonna do.
Yes.
Steam leaked an achievement list for a Raido Kuzunoha collection.
Listed on a weird roll.
Not DDS. I'm kind of shocked it's not DDS. They're going for Raido Kuzunoha.
Yeah.
I don't know how popular those games are compared to DDS. Like obviously Nocturne's the SMT game.
Yeah.
For so many people. But I don't know. I feel like it has to be less popular because it's the action game. Might be cool though.
Because what is it actually?
It's a fucking action RPG, dude. You swing your sword on the ground with your square button on the PlayStation 2. That's it. And then you got demons, and you might be able to hit a button to make them cast spells. I actually don't know. God, I don't think those games are voiced, but it's like really story focused too. I know. Right. That's it. That's all I know about Raido.
Right, but like in theory, the HD version would be voiced because they voiced Nocturne.
Yeah, that's true.
The Nocturne was not dubbed.
That's true.
They dubbed the HD Nocturne.
You're right. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Anyway, we want to play our game where it takes place around the same time. You kind of play as a guy who looks kind of similar. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let me not hit continue. Try the select adventure. Even though it's actually us selecting resolve.
Yeah, wait a minute. God,
Great
that's
Ace
too
Attorney
ugly.
2, resolve. Key tidbits from the first game. There is a massive conspiracy linking the two countries. That's it. That's all you need to remember. That's,
Something about Kazuma.
yeah.
Or at the very least, was
Something about Kazuma
yeah,
and John Wilson.
John, yeah.
Yeah, Kazuma Asogi, John Wilson, and then two other names we didn't recognize. But
For the record,
yep.
I was gonna say in Japanese, it is just Sherlock Holmes and Watson. There isn't like any cheeky thing. It's just this is just how they had to localize it.
Once again, Ace Attorney localizations significantly better than the real quote unquote. I like this theme. I'm pretty excited for this game. There was a lot. Adventures kind of sucked, but just getting half spoiled on everything, looking for a thumbnail image to use. I was seeing some stuff, and this game looks like it's gonna go places. So, there we go. The Great Ace Attorney 2.
Yeah, that verse is right out.
Resolve.
Oh, it's resolve.
We're gonna keep. We have to
Resolve.
resolve things.
Yeah, we have to do the first game again.
That sucks.
I see Suseki in that thumbnail. He's good.
I'm very excited. Oh yeah, some Clown World happened with that. I started watching Maka-ine afterwards, and then like he gets mentioned in like episode 5 or 6 of that show. He likes sugar-coated peanuts. Great tree. Great Susato. Dude, look at that calligraphy.
Great Ace Attorney.
I realize.
Over the vast ocean. Those days in London seem like a dream. But I do miss my time in England's vast capital.
She sounds like a FromSoft NPC.
Absolutely. Who's that?
You know, he's flourished into a truly wonderful lawyer. I've no doubt that at this very moment, he's fighting some noble cause in court.
I can't pay rent.
He's defending himself against the trade committee.
Forgive me for taking so long to come to visit you. My life has been such a whirlwind since I returned. And no one could have predicted what has happened.
Maid
Just
of
2
Nicola.
months after arriving home.
I find myself faced with another awful crime. Oh!
So
Really,
I came
bitch? Round
here to
2?
ask something of you.
I need you to defend me in court.
Tomorrow, I shall be standing in court for the only time in my life as a lawyer.
Okay. I was wondering. Because there's a character. Oh! They even killed the birds!
Kazuma-sama.
Hi, Cosmodos.
With Yuna by my side.
Cosmo by my side. Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. So, I was wondering if this was Susato or not. You're not ready for this.
Damn.
Day early, month late. So, luckily, I figured this would get resolved right away because I had seen a certain character for a while. It was one of the few characters I'd seen from this game, and I was like, I wonder who that is. I want to know more about that character because she looked cool. We're off to a good start.
Wow. It's
Here I
pretty
am again
special.
after 9 months. The Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. I feel so nervous, but I must steel my nerves and find a way to compose myself. Ah, good you're here. Doesn't do for a lawyer to be late. Oh, yes, good morning, sir. I hardly recognize you. You cut a fine figure, counsel. But you look as white as a sheet, and those wide eyes aren't doing you any favors either. Oh, dear. The truth is, I'm so incredibly nervous, I feel utterly nauseated. I almost wish that I'd never been born. Goodness, not the sort of thing a father hopes to hear from his daughter, I must say. Eugene Mikitoba, professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University. A man who earlier in his life traveled to Great Britain to study the latest advances in forensic medical science. And of course, my brilliant father. God, I hope it's Soseki. Oh, God, I just want him to be here. Excuse me. Excuse me. Finally. Maya. It's like hard. She's like, that's like rough Maya. Oh, she's not defending herself. It made it sound like she was defending herself. Would I be correct in thinking that you're to be my lawyer in court today? Oh, yes, that's right, miss. Well, I want to thank you for agreeing to represent me. I swear on my life. It's a complete fabrication. This whole thing!
Mbammy.
Remember me.
Remember me.
This bitch name Remember Me. Ray Membami. Jesus. Born the same year as I and my greatest friend. This is a death flag for Susato. Ray Membami. Though unusual for a woman in our time, she works at the university research laboratory helping my father. And sadly, she's the defendant in today's trial. Accursed of committing a truly awful murder. You feeling alright? Since we started talking, you seem, well, to have become a little flushed. Oh, well, it's just that you look so fucking hot in that outfit. Holy shit, Sussy. Sorry? And when I fall under your intense gaze, well, it makes me feel rather bashful.
Based on Yuri manga.
Goodness, I don't think she knows. She hasn't realized who I am.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It would seem our little plan for this trial is going to work.
Oh my fucking god.
Can't be a woman. A woman can't be a lawyer. Oh, what do you mean, Professor Mikotoba? If even your best friend can't see through the disguise, I think we can relax. Disguise? Yes, I've never tried dressing this way before, of course, so I wasn't sure how convincing it would be. Okay, hold on. This is gonna be a new one for me. I am going to attempt to fall into a female voice trying to sound male. Okay? Everyone fucking brace yourselves. But obviously I go there, yes, I've never tried dressing this. I'm not gonna do that though. Alright, I'm just gonna talk normally then. Yes, I've never tried dressing this way before, of course, so I wasn't sure how convincing it would be. But this does make me feel a little relieved, as you say, Father. Father? I'll just do the Ash Ketchum voice. What? Is that you, Susato? I'm sorry I didn't say something sooner, Ray. No. What are you doing? What's going on? What? That varsity uniform. That varsity cap. That varsity cape. Oh, and that varsity badge. Look at you. You look for all the world just like a student of the Imperial Yume University. A male student. I'm glad you think so. Means all my preparations have been worthwhile. I woke at 4 this morning to make a start. But I don't understand. Why are you dressed like that? Well, you see, it was the only way. The only way she would be permitted into the Supreme Court to take on your defense in this trial. My defense? Never before in my life have I felt so frustrated at having been born into this body. Courts in Japan are barred to women. We're not even allowed to set foot inside the courtroom, despite the fact that the laws of the land apply to all people, male and female alike. But women are forbidden. Just for today, I'll be leaving my true self at the courtroom door, so that I can act as your lawyer. Oh, Susato. You'd go to such lengths for me. Of course. You're my greatest friend. I just worry that I shan't be the lawyer you deserve. Oh, no, I have complete faith in you. Ray. It's so strange, though. I mean, you're such an accomplished judicial assistant already. And yet, just because you're a woman, what a wretched reason. I mean, why shouldn't you be allowed in court? You're so gallant and dashing. Ray, please don't look at me like that, with those flushed cheeks and doting eyes. Oh, God, I need you to eat me out. I'm so sorry. It's just, you look so fucking hot. Holy shit. Yes, you mentioned that once or twice. Oh, you should be pleased. It means you look convincing as a man. I am pleased, I think. It certainly helped to bolster my confidence today. Ray, you're managing to put on a brave face in all this, but I can see through it. I've noticed how your shoulders are slumped and how you're trembling ever so slightly. Susato, you do believe me, don't you? I didn't do it. I couldn't have. I mean, murder. Of course. You have nothing to worry about. Your conscience is perfectly clean. Isn't that right? Yes. Yes, it is. Perfectly clean. And ready for you whenever. Huh? I have absolutely no doubt in my mind about your innocence. Which is why I'll stand by you until the bitter end in this trial. Whatever happens, I'll always be on your side. Because that's what it means to be a defense lawyer. That means so much to me, Sussy. Oi, defendant. Oh, wait. Defendant, counsel. Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Hey, man, I like your British accent. Thanks, dude. You should go in at once, Ray. If you're late, the judge won't hesitate to pronounce you guilty. Oh. Stand aside! I don't ever think I've seen her run so fast. Well, Sato, You've certainly surprised your father, going to such lengths to be admitted into the courtroom and with no prior experience of being a lawyer. There was simply no other way. That's all there is to it. But father, you haven't told her, have you? I mean, I'm right in assuming that Ray doesn't know how it came to this? Yes, quite right. I've kept that information from her. I gave her a little note, though, that said that she has to defend herself in court. It worked last time, so I don't see why it wouldn't work this time. It would only worry her if she found out that no other lawyer would agree to take her case. I didn't want to burden her with that. And is it true, the reason why every other lawyer is refusing to take the case? Is it really because of who the victim was? We should be making a move now, too. As you know, law isn't my field, but I'll do what I can to support my student. Thank you, Father. I'm Susato Mikotoba, a judicial assistant. 8 months ago, I accompanied a student of law on a study trip to Great Britain. But 2 months ago, due to unforeseen circumstances, I found myself back in Japan. Oh, he's fine. Also, I didn't even think about that. Mikotoba, Papa there is fine. That was the whole reason she was sent back.
Yeah.
How many times have I wished that he were here? Wonder. Still, I have no choice now but to steel myself for the trial ahead. Wish me luck, Naruhodo-san. Here she comes. The 13th of August, 9 a.m., Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 1. Oh, man.
She is Rhino Kuzunoha!
She's Rhino Kuzunoha, yeah. What's up, bitches?
This court is now in session to hear the trial of Ray Membami.
Remember me. You take him this time.
Okay. Oh god.
I died last time.
I don't think I can do the Jeremiah Gottwald.
Don't
try.
Try it.
The prosecution is fully ready to proceed, Your Excellency.
Perfect. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ugh. I'll make it.
Whoa. Defense counsel, are you ready?
Yes, Your Excellency. We are ready. Ready! Ready!
Oh
Ready!
She's looking around like,
Oh my.
for you?
Dude, the purple.
Yes. Counsel. According to your registration details, your name is... Ryutaro Naruhodo.
Just stole his last name. Just fucking stole it already.
He got married.
Ryutaro.
Ryutaro.
Sorry? Oh, man. Oh, yes, I had to come up with a suitable male name for you for this little venture. I hope you don't mind that I used his last name. Haha.
Also, I got you two legally married.
I figured it wouldn't be a problem. So I'm afraid that I simply put down the first name that sprung to mind.
Well, counsel.
Yes, that's right, that's me. I mean... Yes, I am Ryutaro, he who has vowed to uphold the pride of the great Naruhodo clan. Rubbing hands together. Everything's going according to plan.
Everything's coming up sussy.
It seems Ryutaro may need to consider how to better uphold his manly act first and not overdo it. Those wild, wide eyes aren't doing you any favors either. Just relax and listen. Naruhodo?
A fresh face in this courtroom, if I'm not mistaken. But the name Naruhodo, would that perchance be...
Did he have the hair on front last time? I don't think he did. No, he had the top knot and then his hair got cut down. So now it's just down. He never put it back up.
Nice.
Because he lost his honor.
Yes.
You can't put it back up. You could try, but it won't work. You may be thinking of Ryunosuke Naruhodo, currently in Britain as part of a study program. This is, his cousin! Yeah, that's right. Ryutaro here has been studying in the provinces, but was called to the capital for this trial. I assure you, in matters of law, his knowledge rivals that of any of Tokyo's preeminent lawyers. Any of them!
Tit. What a pitiful situation! They've been rejected by every lawyer in the capital. The accused has had to call in a country boy.
How dare you! Susato is every bit as gallant and dashing as any of your Tokyo attorneys. I won't have you making fun of her. No? Listen, they can't even fathom this happening. She's like, Sussie's got this. Oh, please be careful, Ray.
What an unrefined tomboy we have here. But I wonder, is your gallant and dashing lawyer up to the challenge of defending you? His wide, skittish eyes very much suggest that he is not.
I'm so nervous. Now that I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand what Naruhodo-san goes through. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I believe every game in this series does have a unique first case for the tutorial. First game, it's just Phoenix's first case, right?
Yeah.
Nothing special there. Amnesiac.
Oh god, the amnesiac, that's right.
Flashback for 3. Apollo, new lawyer, first time for him, right? I believe the first case of 5 is Athena. Makes sense. Right. Another new lawyer. Ryunosuke's has a really unique situation in Adventures, and then now we have Susato here. I'm not sure how 6 starts.
I believe it starts with you playing as Nick.
You know what? Fine. I think I can buy that. All right. Now that I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand what Naruhodo-san goes through. Like it or not, eyes are wont to flit. Eyes are wont to flit. Yeah, like it or not, eyes are wont to flit.
No one's ever strung those words together. In that order.
I did my best.
The case to be heard on this day is a matter of great significance to our national interest.
Again.
In fact, it would be reasonable to assume that the outcome of this trial may well affect the very future of our empire. Heh! Just like that trial 9 months ago.
Why are you still thinking about that? It mattered to you or something?
And yet, for proceedings of such importance, we have this unknown yokel by the dock. Dear me.
The fuck's a yokel? Like
yoke?
yoke?
Like a country
Like a-
person.
Baby? Oh.
A yokel.
As opposed to a local?
As opposed to a local. A yokel. Yeah, like a yokel would be
Hmm.
someone from the countryside.
Alright.
Perhaps this would be an appropriate matter for me to assess the defense.
Appropriate moment.
A moment, please. To determine
Give you a tutorial.
whether you are sufficiently competent to practice.
I'm
in
gonna
this
skip through
courtroom.
some of these. Like, we know what's going on here.
Sure, sure.
If there's funny dialogue, we'll read it, but otherwise. 9 months ago, when a certain other Naruhodo stood where you're standing now, I made him defend himself, because it would be funny. The same judge tested him as well. And even though he was just a student at the time, not even of law, he passed the test with flying colors. For a trained and experienced judicial assistant like you, this will be easy.
So, counsel, do you consent to answering some simple questions? Wow.
Oh my fucking god. My greatest weakness. Girls in men's clothing. Not gonna make it. I know I said I was gonna make it earlier. I'm not gonna make it. She's gonna slowly remove more clothes and they're still gonna be like, why does he look like that? Alright. It's time to prove myself. Yes, Your Excellency. She looks so chubby. Her cheeks look
yeah.
so big. But please, yes, Your Excellency. But please do make them simple.
Very well. To start with, you will state the name of the victim.
Oh my god, her hands are so tiny. They made sure to make her hands tiny in comparison to the giant yaoi hands. Ooh, that is simple. I couldn't forget that if I tried. What's the matter? Now that I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand something else Naruhodo-san goes through. Like it or not. Minds are wont to blank! It's not surprising, really. It's your first time in this position, and in that guise. Even a bright spark like you is bound to flicker and falter a little under the circumstances. Oh dear. This is a dismal failure. Don't fret. You need only use the knowledge you've gained as a judicial assistant to overcome the problem. Of course! Court record! Yes. The answer will be amongst all the key information about the case in the court record. That's right. Just use E to open the court record. Then you need to flip to the people section with E. And don't take too long over it. His Excellency is watching you closely. Alright. Check the court record with E. That's where the information will be.
I'm waiting, counsel. What is the name of the victim in this case? Well, we actually already know.
It's Giselle, yeah.
Yeah.
We got postmortem report. Time of death, just after 2 p.m. Death is believed to be due to trauma to the victim's lungs from a knife blade. Only a single wound was identified.
Okay.
Thing. Death would have occurred within minutes. Ah, we have the rare slow death. Extreme meiosis, pupil constriction was observed in the victim in both eyes. That's weird. She doesn't have eyes. Yep. Giselle Brett. The lead prosecutor of this case, who appears to be struggling to accept the changes afoot as a result of these turbulent new times in Japan, the Meiji era. Okay.
Yes!
Thought she was just gone.
The the name of the victim who lost her life in this case is Miss Giselle Brett. Giselle Brett. A name that will never be forgotten in the courtrooms of our country. I'm sure of that.
Correct.
No need to get all depressed, everyone. I'm just asking a fucking question.
In being a member of our empire's judiciary, you will be aware of the significance of that name.
It will be significant.
So, let me pose another shrimple question. As you know,
You still got it, Judge.
Miss Brett was a visiting student from the Empire of Great Britain.
I've been there. You what?
Why, then, is her name indelibly associated with our own empire's judicial history?
Obviously, you won't have forgotten the case from 9 months ago. But if it's proving hard to recall the finer points, everything you need is included in the court record. Oh my god, her hands are so tiny. Obviously, I still remember. That was the start of everything. Giselle Brett. Behind the woman's student persona was the face of... Queen Victoria. I kinda wanna click that. like, this has to be an instant bad end, right? Queen Victoria, obviously.
My god.
I thought I was racist.
Obviously not. The Queen of England, studying overseas.
I thought it sounded a little odd. Leave me out of this. I'm sure you know all the details of the case in question. Then what on earth was that absurd answer you just gave? Alright, enough laughs.
No more absurdity. Please, counsel. You will amend your answer.
Yes, of course, Your Excellency. Did they both have to call my answer absurd? Behind the woman student's persona was the face of... a killer.
Yes!
No.
Maybe. 9 months ago, a visiting professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University was killed. And the culprit was... Giselle Brett. Yes. She was a killer. And we just mentioned the Queen. Dynamite with a laser beam. Yes, of course. At the time, our country had just signed a new treaty with the Great Britain of the Empire of Great Britain. And it was in the midst of this delicate diplomatic situation that the incident occurred. An Englishman, Dr. John H. Wilson, was shot dead. I believe he was an associate of yours, Professor Mikotoba. I don't know who's talking. Probably the judge, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, I was indebted to the man. He'd been my mentor when I went to London to study forensic medicine. Indeed, it was I who invited him here to Japan as a visiting professor at the university. Naturally, the murder of an Englishman on our soil was a matter the government wished to resolve rapidly.
Indeed it was. Which is why a secret trial was conducted here at the Supreme Court.
Worst move ever made.
A student of the Imperial Yume University was arrested on suspicion of murder.
Just raw picking up the gun. He's got the trigger discipline though.
A second-year English language student by the name of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Okay.
Boo! He wasn't an art student.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we ever learned what he was actually studying.
He was simply an English language student. Okay.
Which makes sense.
He was pretty good at English, so hey.
Yeah, but yeah, not an art student. Sad.
Yet. There's still time. I miss this man.
With the help of his best friend,
His
a
best
student lawyer,
friend.
the accused conducted his own defense. I'm actually thinking it might be Sestana talking.
Fine, just keep going.
And exposed the despicable crime committed by Miss Giselle Brett. No, I guess it wasn't the judge. Miss Brett eventually admitted to her crime. However, when questioned about the motive that drove her to take Dr. Wilson's life, she gave no satisfactory answer before the trial reached its conclusion. Immediately after the trial, the British government brought its consular jurisdiction into play. We were unable to sentence Miss Brett according to our empire's laws.
You know, it's funny. I love this voice you're giving him because it's just Megatron or like Starscream.
Oh sure.
And we just watched that Transformers thing.
Dude, that was good. Like,
it was pretty good.
It's not making an anime, but it was pretty good. I did like how it was just like every fucking Transformers property ever.
Including the fucking live action Michael Bay movies.
Dude, fucking that Megatron looked awesome.
The Megatron looked kind of sick. So what we're talking about? A couple of weeks ago, it was announced that there was going to be something special involving Transformers 40th anniversary in Trigger Studios, right? The anime studio, right? And we were like, oh fuck! Everyone just assumed it was going to be a whole anime, but came out today. It was it was just like a fun music video, do a Bump of Chicken song.
Yeah.
Where it was just this montage of scenes and characters from the Transformers history. And I'm watching it and I'm like, man, I know nothing about Transformers. There's so many series, and Armada was like my favorite show when I was a kid. But like that's the end of it for me, really. And I happened to see the Michael Bay movies because I was, in like 7th, 8th grade when they came out.
Yeah.
But I'm like, damn, there's a lot of Transformers.
Having seen a lot of Transformers series myself and being pretty familiar with the franchise, it was pretty cool seeing everything.
It was fucking everything.
It was everything.
I like the shot where it was all the Megatrons lined up against all the
against all the Optimuses. Yeah, no, it was
or just the Primes, I guess. There were a lot of them. Good God, there were a lot of them. Yeah, then I was looking up stuff about, because I didn't really remember the Armada designs. The Armada designs are kind of crazy looking compared to a lot of the other ones, I feel.
Sure.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then Megatron and Optimus were friends at the end. It was hard. It was
the war is over. The Transformers war is over. I like those guys. Anyway, we were unable to sentence Miss Brett according to our Empire's laws.
It was decided that she would be removed to Shanghai, China, instead.
Why Shanghai? There's a British consular court there.
Correct. I oversaw the negotiations personally. The date of her transfer to Shanghai was finally settled upon only last week.
Oh wow, that took a while.
Yeah, true. All that remained of our Empire's obligations was to see the woman safely on board a steamship. And yet, the very day before her departure, the English woman was killed.
Only the day before?
That will do. I'm satisfied that the counsel for the defense is sufficiently capable of representing the defendant.
Oh. Thank you, Your Excellency. Over the first hurdle.
Now, a summary of the incident, if you please. Prosecutor Ouchie. As is your wish, Your Excellency.
Seriously though, why does Megatron from Armada look so crazy? He's got the fucking like pincers on his head. It's awesome.
The repugnant crime took place on the 11th of August, in broad daylight.
Wow. Look at this little place.
On the outskirts of the Imperial capital, under a bright blue sky, at a secluded bathing spot by the sea. Beautiful.
Wow, this is great.
The incident occurred inside a small beach hut, erected for bathers to rest or change their clothes.
This bitch wore this
To the beach.
to the beach.
She really is British. The cause of death was a single stab wound to the posterior abdomen that pierced the victim's lung. An injury which proved fatal.
She's smiling though. Will the D.
There were two persons alone together in the beach hut at the time of the victim's death. Miss Brett, in her bathing attire, and the accused, Ray Membamy.
Dude, it's Remember Me.
Remember me, baby. Accordingly, there can be no doubt of the accused's guilt, especially when we consider she had a powerful motive.
How powerful are we talking?
The police arrived rapidly at the scene and promptly arrested the young lady. Well, that extraordinary description of events leaves me somewhat lost for words, I must say.
That's certainly true. The prosecution summary was full of words that raise an awful lot of questions. As a lawyer, I really ought to pick up the prosecution counsel on what he said about it. Okay. New mechanics. We finally just get to ask direct, reasonable questions to the prosecution.
Fucking bizarre.
The leaps we have made between two games. Let's hear about this bathing spot. If I may, Prosecutor Ouchie.
What do you want, you fresh-faced young yokel student?
I wonder, could you explain, please? You mentioned a bathing spot.
My apologies. Clearly my modernity has confused the poor country bumpkin's simple mind. Bathing spots are the very latest trend in health practices from the West. We are told that bathing in the water of the ocean is curative, therapeutic, and excellent for the skins.
They didn't go swimming? Wait. Hold on. You're an island nation. And you all didn't go to the beach? Huh? This confuses the Floridian. No, that's not what I meant. Actually, it's got him kind of stuffy tonight. I was referring to the fact that Miss Brett had, to all intents and purposes, been found guilty of murder. Why would a known criminal have been relaxing by the sea? Oh, shit!
Old time's sake, I believe.
Sorry.
Miss Brett was to depart for Shanghai the following day. Her final wish, as it were, was to enjoy a day at our country's wonderful coast. And the British Embassy put extreme pressure on our government to comply.
But on what grounds would we agree to such a request? Because, as usual, our government is unable to stand up to foreign powers. In matters of diplomacy, it seems we don't even have the courage to decline the whims of a known criminal.
Don't look at me, Professor. It was the government who granted permission, not I. Although I would have done it, I did love her. In any case, it was decided that with a dedicated detective on duty, nothing could go wrong.
Oh, Sonaga! Oh no! But in fact, a murder took place.
I said don't look at me! It was that young student girl who did it, not I!
No one has proved that yet.
Shit, she's right, I could be the killer!
I wouldn't provoke the man if you don't need to. He might shit himself and I don't want to smell it. At this stage, I need to gather more information, I think. Being alone.
Yeah, who called the cops?
Membani-san. Membami. God, it's
Membami.
way harder to say. Membami. Membami-san.
Membami.
Oh, God, yes. What is... I mean... Naruhodo-san. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know. I was literally just thinking this. I was like, they should have given her. Let's just.
No, I didn't even read the words yet. Just her new pose, and I'm crumbling. Oh. I was wondering why everyone liked this girl so much. Like, I liked her all right in the first game, but here I am, just fucking falling apart. Oh fuck. I'm really starting to wish we'd made my alias Ryutaro Susato. Isn't that your daughter's name? No!
People can be named things. Why shouldn't they?
Not in this world. People are definitely named
Iris.
things in this world. Yeah, we went with double Iris. We went with 2 irises in this series. I'm still confused at that one. Anyway, please tell the court why exactly you were present at the bathing spot with the victim in the first place. And why you were alone with her. Oh, well, no, that's not true. It wasn't like that at all. There were other people present. A detective who was guarding Miss Brett for starters. I was just asked to accompany Miss Brett as a companion, that's all. What?
Let us be clear. Becomes transparent.
It becomes transparent? Allow me to be perfectly clear.
At the moment of her death, you were alone together with the victim in the hut. You and no one else. The truth is, there was only one reason why this young woman accompanied Miss Brett on her bathing sojourn. It was the Q's last chance to take the victim's life.
No. Yes. No.
Because, as we know,
All women are killers.
the following day would see Miss Brett extradited to the British authorities in Shanghai. And the accused would never have an opportunity to dispatch her again.
Our girl Saul here. Ray. Kindly refrain from conjecture, counsel. No. The prosecution counsel seems to enjoy using provocative tricks like that. But for now, at least, we need to assemble more facts. Try not to let him goad you. Oh, dear. This is really terrifying. The father's right. We need more information. A powerful motive. You're clearly exaggerating. Powerful motive is a blatant overstatement.
Is the yokel boy using long words he doesn't fully understand?
Using long swords. Doesn't fully understand. I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter. I beg your pardon.
No matter. Let us put this to the accused, shall we? Bambani-san, you are a research assistant at the Imperial Humane University, I believe.
Come on, art student. Yes, I am. Oh wait, no, we knew this. I'm working with Professor Mikotoba in his laboratory at the moment. I can confirm that. The defendant is an excellent assistant with a strong sense of responsibility.
Fascinating. I don't care. Now, another question.
Wait, hold on. Is she a genius? She's only 16.
I'm sure it's like 100 years ago. It's not like college is like you gotta be 18. It's just
That's true. That's true.
When you're good to go, you go.
That's true. But 16 and a woman.
It's pretty impressive.
This is pretty Mikotoba here.
Well,
he's making changes.
She just leaves an impression on people. You know, they have a pretty easy time remembering her.
I think you're right. Somehow I'll never forget. Now, another question.
Prior to your work with Professor Mikotoba, whose research were you assisting then?
Oh.
Yeah, she was the other assistant to Wilson.
I was studying under Dr. John H. Wilson. Holy shit!
Dr. Wilson? The visiting English professor who was murdered by Naruhodo Ryunosuke.
Honestly, I'm shocked they don't remember it this way with how they fucking treat you.
Yeah.
She's tall!
That's how it would have gone in the original trilogy, is that they would have just been like, oh, it's Nick, the murderer, and he'd be like,
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
Now, one of my favorite moments in the entire series still is the third case of Trials and Tribulations, which is the Tiger guy, right? The scam artist.
Tiger.
And Phoenix he's not even mad. He's not even furious. He's just fucking fed up with it. He's so done at every turn and interaction. He's not humoring anybody during that investigation because of how fucking absurd it is he was treated that way.
Yeah, like the fact that they were like, the paragon.
You lost a case. How dare you lose a fucking case?
Yeah,
it was such an embarrassment, and it just like this guy. They thought I was this fucking guy.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm becoming homeless. He turns into the fucking villain of Apollo Justice. Like say what you want. Phoenix is evil in that game.
The Phoenix is evil, that game.
Evil hot Phoenix.
The accused had a deep-seated respect for her former mentor, Dr. Wilson. Is that not true?
Yes. Dr. Wilson was a wonderful man.
Interesting. I don't care. Then, tell the court what deep-seated feelings you had towards the English woman who killed him.
Well, obviously I was filled with hatred for what she'd done. Powerful hatred. Oh, no, Ray! Be careful with what you're saying. I mean, I loved her. We were making out in the bath there.
The motive was revenge.
Revenge.
Plain and shrimple, Your Excellency.
You've still got it, Mr. Ouchie.
Thank you, Judge. I believe we all have a clear picture of the incident now.
Despite her guilt being determined 9 months ago, Miss Brett managed to avoid incarceration, instead continuing her research work at the university. Obviously, over that period, she and Ray would have encountered each other on a number of occasions. Seeing the murderer of the mentor for whom she had such great respect enjoying such undeserved liberty. Yes. Even if it was only temporary until Miss Brett's extradition to Shanghai. You can hardly blame Ray for her feelings of anger and resentment. Poor Ray.
So, Your Excellency, if you'd be so kind as to pursue this exhibit. Or peruse. A photographic print that shows the scene of the crime immediately following the grim incident. Yes. Thank you, Counsel. A tragic image.
The bird died.
Yeah, the bird died. It was a rain.
It was her. It was a parasite.
She was the bird. As you can clearly see, there is nowhere within the hut that anyone else could have hidden. What about the ceiling? What if they dug a hole and buried and filled the hole with sand? Case closed.
Under the dress, in the back right.
No, where her clothing box is, there's a hole under it. It's a tunnel.
Likely. Honestly, I'm looking at the rest of this. I think you're right.
Case closed. The court will accept this photographic print as evidence.
Photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record.
As I understand it then, the victim and the defendant were alone inside the beach hut at the time.
The magnifying glass that doesn't do anything. It really should. A lot of footprints.
Yeah, I guess she is in like a bathing suit. She's just still wearing her hat as the thing. Which makes sense. People wear it on a hat.
Yeah.
This is deeply troubling, I must say. The finger of guilt points firmly at the defendant. Oh, well, Your Excellency. Naturally, the prosecution has much more to its case. We intend to prove the accused's appalling actions beyond all possible contention. To that end, I can confirm that we have multiple witnesses to the crime and damning evidence.
What? Witnesses? But who?
Why, the murderer, I mean, one of whom, I might add, is a highly respected police detective.
Uh-huh.
I assure you, the testimony of these witnesses will leave no room for doubt.
I think she's gonna make the stupid face where she like turns the camera and goes, ugh.
Hosonaga is well respected with his previous record of covering up the murders in the previous trial.
And failing to protect someone on their way to Britain.
Very well, counsel. Bring forth your witnesses.
Oh my god, don't tell me it's you.
Keisuke Ouchi. Have been waiting for this moment.
Sorry.
Oh yes,
Oh, okay.
I haven't forgotten that trial 9 months ago. Here, in this very courthouse. When that irreverent little student boy utterly humiliated me. Yeah. Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
What? Yes?
This insult to the Ouchi family name will never be forgotten.
You've become conceited with age, Counsel. But the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Ah!
Strike the head of a samurai whose top knot has been cut, and the bell of cultural enlightenment tolls.
I see we're going to have unique camera shots every now and then in this game.
Mm-hmm.
As, it was always static. It was always very specific angles that it would take.
Mm-hmm. Yes, on that fateful day, my former self died.
The start of your own mini Meiji Revolution! Are you modernizing as well, Counsel?
Silence! Since I swore revenge back then, there has been a minor miracle atop my head.
I see that!
Observe the algae growth.
Ugh.
You see? You see the seed of hope sprouting forth from the barren expanse of my crown.
I think that tiny growth is trying to tell me something. I'm afraid I can't really see. Where is the hope exactly?
I said silence. Today, I face another yokel student of the Naruhodo clan. Well, I will vanquish you. And my victory will be fertilizer for the seed of hope atop my head. You have been warned. With that, the prosecution calls the witnesses to the stand.
Plural. It looks like the stakes are high on both sides in this trial. The prosecution and the defense each has much to lose. A haircut is hardly comparable to Ray's life. No, you don't understand. You just don't get it, my daughter. Oh my god.
Oh my fucking
Oh, okay.
god. A dynamic duo.
Oh man. Of course.
Witnesses.
Wait, they can't be the killers though. No.
Please state your names and occupations for the court.
Do you want Hosonaga?
Sure, I'll take Hosonaga.
Got Turtle! I had a feeling he was going to be in a,
bathing suit
a
somewhere,
bathing suit, yeah. Because that's
Yeah,
what...
'cause he's always in disguise, yeah.
He's always in disguise, yeah. He's still got the fucking towel!
Well, yeah, he went to the beach. You bring the towel to the beach.
Fuck! Alright, fine. You win.
Chief
It's Natsume's
Inspector-
hair. He got a little thing on the back of his head.
No, I think that's look at the adjacent side. That's just the
You're
thing.
right, that's just a lantern.
Yeah.
Oh, Soseki, you dog, you almost had me.
No, he's a cat.
You cat. You freak. You monster. You midget. You stupid fucker. Love you.
Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Imperial Police Bureau. I'm in disguise, obviously, so I can go undetected.
And I am... well, the next big thing in books. An author renowned throughout the capital, in fact. Yes. Soon to be sold out. The satirical I am a who the fuck is that? The satirical I am a cat. A sensational success by Soseki Natsume.
That guy looks great.
He gets a whole other character with him?
Powerful. Stand user.
Oh my goodness!
My two best friends.
Struggling student from the provinces, please. You needn't be in awe of me. Oh no, he became super arrogant. He became evil. Maybe he did kill her. I needn't. It's only natural that you'd feel nervous in my presence. But all of you, please relax. Call me Soseki, even. Yes. What on earth is Soseki-san doing here? They had to reuse the assets as soon as they could. Tread carefully, Susato. That author fellow knows you from your time in London, doesn't he? If he exposes you for who you really are, this will be over before it's even begun. Yes. Yes, of course, I know. I presume Soseki-san won't have forgotten about me. I could certainly never forget him. Although, he does seem to have changed somewhat in the 6 months or so that it's been since I last saw him.
See, this is actually just how he normally is. He just fucking hated London.
Yeah, fair. And as for Inspector Hosonaga, that amazing outfit is hard to believe.
God, the turtle. Do I have something on my face?
Your head. Well, your glasses for one, although they don't seem to be helping you see. Thank goodness he hasn't recognized me either.
I suppose it's the disguise, is it? I thought that appearing here in the clothes I was wearing at the time would make for a more faithful testimony. It is my guiding principle to carry out all testimonies flawlessly.
How much poison did you drink this time?
Yeah, well, I can appreciate why an Imperial Police Bureau detective might have been present. But what business did a writer such as yourself have being at the scene, Soseki-san?
He's in a... I think he has a different coat.
Yes.
He's wearing a bathrobe.
He's wearing a bathrobe, yes.
Yeah. Ah, will you see? I had been asked that day to give a lecture on the morning of the incident in the Imperial Yume University Grand Lecture Hall, no less. At Yume University. After the lecture, I had a very pleasant conversation with a researcher from the medical science department. The professor over there, in fact. With my with Professor Mikotoba.
This. Oh my
yes,
god.
that's right. It was arranged by one of the newspapers.
It was Mikotoba, he killed her.
I fear this greatly. Suddenly, that's. I mean, hey, let's
They just placed her at the crime scene.
let's get this party going. Did they place him there?
Well, it's just like
They're just talking about the research.
Oh, okay.
I had a pleasant conversation with a researcher. Yeah, this was at the school.
Oh, okay.
It was arranged by one of the newspapers. They wanted some story or other about 2 former students who'd studied in Great Britain. Of course, being a renowned author, the press never leave me alone. They secretly spy, snapshots, scribble stories, and scupper my privacy! As you can see, the conversation was written up in this newspaper here. Read it at your leisure. My provincial struggling student friend. Sorry. Read it at your leisure, my provincial struggling student friend. I have plenty of copies. Thank you very much! He practically threw that paper at me. The Soseki Natsume article has been entered into the court record.
Oh my god. This bicycle.
What the fuck is happening here?
He looks so happy.
The camera lens was cracked. Look at that.
Yeah. I thought we took that cat.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Does this one have the crack in it? Nope. Okay, moving on.
Wait.
Suspicions destroyed.
That's our cat.
We did not take that cat. That is it. That must be a different cat. I'm glad to see our guy Soseki here has been cleansed. He doesn't look it here. Well, that's just writers look like that. Anyway, following my interview with the professor, the lady in question appeared to have made a very unexpected announcement. I should like to go with everyone to see our country's coast. Those were her words. As I explained before, Miss Brett was never taken into custody. She continued to work in my laboratory under strict surveillance, of course.
At which utterance, the university immediately contacted the government to seek guidance. And the response was, permit Miss Brett to go as long as a detective accompanies her. That detective, I am at liberty to divulge, was me, Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga. Thereby, the entire party departed cordially for the seaside, it seems. It was extremely challenging to clear all other members of the public from the vicinity of the beach.
Oh no.
But fortunately, I'm at peak physical fitness at the moment, so I was able to carry out my duty flawlessly.
Oh my. Inspector, you... Well, you do have something on your face now.
How unsightly. I do apologize.
Does that mean that you went to the beach too, Father? No. Fortunately, I had work to finish off. But unfortunately, of course, it meant that as my assistant, Ray was invited to take my place.
Okay, this makes sense.
Of course, being a renowned author, I didn't like to decline the invitation. Ah! But if only I had! I'd never have seen that awful sight! Relentlessly racked by remorse and regret! Who the fuck is that?
Very well. I must now ask you to present your formal testimony to the court. You will give an account of all that you witnessed on your impromptu excursion to the coast. Course, Your Excellency.
Relentlessly racked by remorse and regret I am. Oh! If only there was a country I liked in this world! God damn it! The witness scene.
On the day of the incident, I was ordered on a special surveillance assignment in this disguise.
I just managed to catch that crab when I suddenly heard a caterwaul from behind me. A what?
I don't know if it's got
Caterwaul.
cat in it, so he's cursed.
Yeah. I suddenly heard a caterwaul from behind me.
I ran into the beach hut at once, where I found the pair in question.
Yes, yes, yes! That young girl was astride the Englishwoman, dagger in hand, as she stabbed wildly.
I saw blood on the blade. It proved to me that she'd stabbed the victim multiple times.
Wrong!
This is wrong. Get him out of here. Indeed. It does appear from this testimony that both witnesses here present saw it. The very moment of this heinous crime.
What?
No. If you will recall, I promised evidence as well. What phrase did I use again? Ah, yes. That it was damning evidence. What have you there, Counsel? A so-called fountain pen, is it? Correct, Your Excellency. I found it at the scene whilst examining the body. It appears that in her dying moments, with her final ounce of strength, the victim clutched a piece of evidence that would positively identify her killer.
What?
Your Excellency, if you would cast your eyes over to the photographic print of this crime scene once more. Ah, goodness me. Yes, the victim is clearly grasping something quite deliberately there in her hand. That's right, the fountain pen. And if you would kindly examine the pen, Your Excellency. Ah! The owner's initials have been engraved into the ebonite barrel.
Ron May.
Yeah. Ray Mbami. The initials of the defendant.
No! Aww.
This fountain pen will be admitted immediately as critical evidence.
Fountain pen has been entered in the court record as critical evidence.
So, have I omitted anything?
Damn. You can't put an R upside down. Shit.
Decisive testimony and damning evidence. There's a bright blue sky outside the courthouse today. Perfect weather to ascribe guilt, I feel.
I don't understand. The prosecutor ouchie of 9 months ago had none of this man's poise.
He's the new man. That old guy died. Counsel for the defense. You may begin your cross-examination now. Naruhodo-san!
Naruhodo.
That's right, that's me.
That means... Oh, yes, me!
Is there another Naruhodo in my courtroom? God, there could be.
I'm pregnant. Actually, there isn't even a single Naruhodo in your courtroom. We had already just accepted they were married. Cousin Ryutaro, pull yourself together, please. Oh, dynamic zoom in, wow! Alright. I've seen this countless times as a judicial assistant.
So this is the power of the 4DS.
Find inconsistencies in the witness's testimony to prove that they're lying somehow. Well, just go straight up to her lips. This is the Ray vision right now.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. That's how a real lawyer would handle a cross-examination. So let's see what I can do. The witness scene.
See, we know Saseki's weakness now. We can just pay him off in peanuts.
Right. On the day of the incident, I was ordered on a special surveillance assignment in this disguise. Hold it! In that jaunty disguise.
Correct. Oh, wait, no. I mean, it wasn't the first time I've worn the swimsuit for a dip in the ocean. It's tried and tested. Do what must be done to keep the Englishwoman under surveillance. Those were my orders that day.
And this tried and tested outfit was the answer.
Being able to blend flawlessly into a crowd is an important part of a detective's job.
Nailed it.
I submerged myself in the salty water, leaving only Mr. Turtle floating inconspicuously on the surface. Mr. Turtle loves the water.
Checks out. But there was no need for you to blend into the
beach was
background on this
empty.
assignment, really, was there? That made you late arriving on the scene. I think perhaps you had your priorities wrong.
He is in fact a hack. He's failed to keep 2 people alive now.
Yeah.
That involved literally just like being near them.
Yeah. Perhaps I shouldn't pursue this line of questioning any further at the moment. I just managed to catch that crab when I suddenly heard a You're gonna have to explain all this to me.
Caterwaul is just a high-pitched scream.
It's a high...
Caterwaul, like as if like a cat is yowling. Is the idea?
Yeah,
Or,
it's just
anyone.
like it's not like spelled the way we would
Right, but
recognize
it's
those words.
just like imagine the noise that would come out of somebody if they got stabbed in the back, right?
Yeah, okay. You're describing the victim's scream, presumably, Soseki-san.
Yeah.
In more literary terms, you might say it was a scream that could have pierced the heavens. Ah! Or the like. Ow! Of course, that's just a metaphor, releasing October 11th, the same day as that Destiny dungeon that has a fucking contest mode now.
Coming out on October 11th, that's so fucking funny.
Can't believe this shit, man. We've like wrapped up on Destiny. We love doing the contest mode raids when we have the chance, and they're like, We're giving you contest mode dungeons available only on that day, and it's like, fuck you. Tommy Brad and I would have loved that shit 2 years ago.
Yeah, no,
fuck
it would have been. Yeah, no, that was a pisser to hear.
I had to pay $40 fucking for that dungeon if I wanted it, but also Metaphor comes out that day. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, no, we're not doing
Anyway, let me reread this. Of course, that's just a metaphor. We renowned authors are wont to describing things so. I liked old Soseki-san, says Susato. Anyway, I spun around at the noise and the beach hut immediately fell under my gaze. Yes, the beach hut.
The area is popular with government ministers. Many have seaside retreats there for rest and recuperation. Locals are prohibited from entering the area, so it's always very quiet. The beach hut is a simple structure, erected as a place for people to change or take refuge from the sun.
Domain expansion.
Kokoro.
Yeah. Yeah, what was it? Clouded Kokoro?
Yeah.
Although the Englishwoman commandeered the hut for herself, which meant that I was forced to change into my swimmer on the sand. I imagine that was rather embarrassing for you. Well, anyway, I tossed the crab aside and headed for the beach hut at a run. I fell 20 times.
The poor crab.
Or in more literary terms, I decrabbed and beetled off hut-wise.
Whoa.
Pretty good. I ran into the beach hut at once, where I found the pair in question.
Hold it!
Wait, by pair, you don't mean to say... But how could that be?
No, you misunderstand. Obviously, I meant the victim and the defendant, Ray Mbami-san.
Well, what did you think I was talking about? Oh. It would have been helpful if you could have just said that from the outset.
If you jump to conclusions, you have to expect to fall flat on your face sometimes. Dear me. Pinning your hopes on such an outside chance. Foolish. Very foolish.
Really was an outside chance. I just wish I'd realized that before I said something silly.
I guess the idea was that he was hoping that it was gonna be like, oh, the victim of the murder, not Ray. Like, it's just how I think she meant. Like, because he just said pair. Like, was there somebody else? Please, no. Yeah, I don't know. It's kinda weird. So, Inspector, why don't you tell the court how exactly you found the aforementioned pair in the hut? Wait, maybe it was Ringo.
Ringo and Nash.
Yeah, Nash. I parted the.
Oops. Did I skip something there? Because I was scrolling through chat and I forgot that it.
It was just one line.
What was the sorry side?
Sorry, a really grisly scene.
Yep.
I parted the no-rent curtain hanging in the doorway and stepped inside, only to see the defendant leaning menacingly over the lifeless body of the victim, sprawled on the sand. My glasses very nearly cracked at the ominous sight that met my eyes. How thoroughly appalling!
He doesn't appear to be lying here. Well, Soseki-san, can you confirm what Inspector Hosonaga is saying, I wonder? You'd like a literary man's opinion. Yes, that young girl was astride the Englishwoman, dagger in hand, as she stabbed wildly.
Hold it!
Stabbed wildly? You actually saw her do it? Oh, indeed. The terrible specter. The Terrapin Inspector. The bloody torrent. The author's torment!
You practiced that one.
Fucking genius. Holy shit, Soseki-san.
This one was not off the cuff.
Yee! Oh, man. Every sight and every sound is still carved into my melancholy memory. That was my impression, at least. As a future literary sensation.
Counsel! What on earth was that shrill, effeminate scream?
Oh, no, no. What are you insinuating? I'm as manly a Japanese man as you.
Ha! You wish.
I wonder if I might interject here, Soseki-san. Something you said is troubling me. That was my impression, were your words just now, I believe.
Wow.
This is just what I look like all the time. Just on my monitor. Eyes twitching, bags under my eyes, thick-ass eyebrows. So do you mean to say you're not confident that you really did see what you've described? Come on now, cast the Rasengan.
He's in the gritty, dude.
No! I mean, yes! I mean, I know what I saw! My ears didn't deceive me when I heard that scream. Hence my eyes didn't deceive me either. I could describe everything I saw vividly. I could publish it all in tomorrow's newspaper serial.
It sounds as though the next installment of I'm a Cat may take a macabre turn.
Is installment spelled with one L?
It is now.
Oh, okay. Very well. I think this is a fool's errand. The more we press your author friend on what he saw, the more entrenched he's going to become.
Wait.
Oh, dear.
I spelled installment with only one L, because you'll take the other one.
Ah! Guilty! That was fire! Ouchie! Oh, dear. How awkward. I saw blood on the blade. It proved to me that she'd stabbed the victim multiple times. We haven't seen the murder weapon yet. I'm sure it's gonna get brought up right now, though.
Yeah.
Though it is still...
This is weird, yeah.
No, it's still just the post-mortem on this topic right here.
Yeah.
Saw blood on the blade. It proved to me that she'd stabbed the victim multiple times. She was stabbed multiple times? How can you be sure of that?
Very shrimply. From the blood on the blade.
Finally, an appropriate moment for Shrimple to be spoken. Because we were by the ocean.
We're at the beach, yeah?
Blood.
When I entered the hut, I saw the defendant holding the blade raised up in the air.
Yes! Yes, that's right! I saw it too! Oh.
And I noted that there was blood on the blade already at that point. In other words, The victim had already been stabbed at least once by the time I arrived on the scene.
Yes! Yes, that's right! I saw it too!
And the victim was already holding the defendant's fountain pen in her hand, too. All of which means, I can be sure, the victim did not die instantly.
That is true. Yes! Yes, right! Saw it too! Maybe a year in London was too much for him. He sounds like he's forgotten how to speak Japanese. The logic of your argument is sound, at least.
Well, as I said, it is my guiding principle to carry out all testimonies flawlessly.
Perhaps it should have been your guiding principle to protect the victim flawlessly. That's just my personal opinion, of course. Ow. Jesus. Oh, the turtle's head, like, bobs up and down.
Counsel, you will refrain from mocking the witness.
Oh, it's fine when everyone talks shit about me, though. Fuck you, Judge.
It's not like he killed your husband or something.
Oh, no. I just have so many thoughts swirling around in my head. It's all I can do to stand here, wide-eyed and mute. Goodness, my dear. You really must try to calm down. But how am I supposed to find an inconsistency in what these two gentlemen are saying? I don't see why either of them would have any reason to lie. What you must remember, I think, is that witnesses may inadvertently lie at times. For various reasons. A misunderstanding, a mistaken observation, a delusion even. Huh. A delusion? What's important is that we determine the truth. There's only one sure way to do that. Yes. With evidence, of course. Spoken like a true judicial assistant. During witness testimony, you can use to pick a piece of evidence to present for consideration. So you need to listen carefully to each statement and compare what's said to the details in the court record. If you find some conflicting information, that may be the inconsistency you're looking for. Yes. It's all about inconsistencies.
Inconsistency?
Once you've identified a witness's statement that appears to conflict with a piece of evidence, present the evidence to the witness with and the way ahead will present itself to you, I'm sure. Yes. All right, then. I'll consider the details of all the evidence in the court record against you. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Yep. All right. It's really this one. Stabbed wildly implies numerous. But we know that is not the case.
Wait, is it not just the last one?
Well, let's see. I don't see why it wouldn't work on this one. Yeah. Then it's just this one.
Objection!
Objection. Ooh.
Holy shit.
Ooh. Ooh. She gotta remember that one. That felt good. That accusatory cry that just welled up from deep inside me. I think I finally understand. Every time Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san have stood here at this bench. Stakes have been very, very high indeed. Ooh.
What's the meaning of that menacing pose, Counsel?
I like this one a lot more. I wasn't in love with the music in the last game. I dig this though. I'd like the witness to clearly. I'd like the witness to clarify something to me, for me. I can't read. No, go back. What? Where? When? How? Not you. Not you, Soseki-san. This query is directed at Inspector Hosonaga.
At me?
In your statement just now, you said that the victim was stabbed multiple times.
Yes, that's right. As I said, when I entered the hut, the defendant was already standing over the victim, bloody knife in hand, like a murderous demon.
And yet, that cannot be.
What? Get to the point, please, Counsel.
In the post-mortem report, it clearly states that the victim was stabbed one time only. I miss the paper slapping, dude. Nothing's ever gonna beat the paper slapping. So Edgeworth had a pretty good one too. He had the finger wiggle. Let me not think about Edgeworth. In other words, Inspector Hosonaga's testimony is clearly flawed. And Soseki-san! You claim to have seen dude, it's so hard to read as its own word.
Membami.
This is worse than Lammy Roar. You claim to have seen Membami. You claim to have seen Membami-san in the throes of stabbing the victim. Yes! Yes, I did! Wildly! But both you and the inspector confirmed the same point. That there was already blood on the knife that you saw the defendant holding.
Yes. And?
Like this face. It's quite simple. We know the murder weapon was used to stab the victim only once. Therefore, there was no way there could have been blood on the knife if that single stabbing hadn't already occurred. True.
Then what exactly is your contention, Counsel? Are you ever going to tell us?
No. Yes, Your Excellency. There's only one logical conclusion. What Soseki-san in fact saw was not the moment that the defendant stabbed the victim at all, but the moment that the defendant in fact withdrew the blade from the victim's body. That can't be. Excellent work, Susato, I mean Ryutaro. You exploded at them without objection and then proceeded to pull them apart systematically.
Oh, well. This takes me back.
Huh?
Yes. I seem to remember your cousin staged a scene much like this in that trial 9 months ago. A half-witted child with a half-baked objection attempting to steal the show.
You're right. There were certain similarities. Except that so-called half-witted child managed to outwit the prosecution who was only half a head of hair. Who has only half a head of hair.
Lander, my head is quite adequately dressed. In any case, all this talk of stabbing and withdrawing and multiple wounds, it makes not a jot of difference.
What? Why not?
Engage your brain, young man. When the accused first plunged the deadly weapon into the victim, that was the fatal blow. And it was that moment, just as she had withdrawn the blade ready for her next strike, that the witnesses saw. The knife was already tainted with blood, because the accused had already stabbed the victim. All you have successfully shown with your little display is that the mustached author is prone to moments of extravagance. He's got us. It's over.
Was the name put upon her and she just gained that power to get knocked back like that?
Yeah.
Reminder that the Ace Attorney anime just has them, like, every time they object, it does, like, physical wind pressure damage. Like, it literally knocks people over.
We should still watch the unique case in that anime for the third game.
Right, the train trial, right?
Train trial, yeah.
Yeah.
I am in agreement with the prosecution. If the defendant was seen wielding the blade at all, that is sufficient grounds for her actions to be viewed with suspicion.
But if she was withdrawing the blade...
Then we are back where we started!
Sorry?
Consider this, young yokel boy. If the student girl is innocent as you claim, then why would she have pulled the blade from the victim? And with a demon's cold-blooded composure, too. The prosecution demands an explanation, and it had better be good.
Why did Ray pull out the knife?
Because she's an idiot. I don't know. Like,
she's Well, let's see.
Let's see.
Why did Ray pull out the knife? Ah, yes. Going for the jugular. What does Father mean by that?
Let the court hear your answer then, counsel.
The truth is, I don't really know. But I have to come up with a plausible reason here, or we won't have a case. The reason why the defendant pulled the knife blade out of the victim's body was surely so she could...
Stab her again!
I like that. I think there were like 2 of these moments here the entire last game.
Yeah.
I like these because it suddenly, like, there's no evidence we have to look at. We just kind of have to think about it for a second, right? And it's going to give us a nice multiple choice, and then we have to make the leap of logic. Let's go with save her life.
Save her life, yeah.
Right. I could have put my hand on the bleeding wound at this point, right?
Yeah.
I could have tried to dress the wound. According to the post-mortem report, the victim's death was not instant.
That's correct. It's thought she would have remained conscious for a short while after sustaining the injury. Indeed, giving her the time to take hold of this piece of evidence that clearly indicates her killer. Indict her killer.
Indicted! The point is, being a medical research assistant, Membami-san was compelled to act when faced with the wounded victim. Instinctively, she pulled the blade out in an attempt to save Miss Brett's life.
Did you hear that, Your Excellency? It would seem that this is the best we can expect of this young yokel. Indeed.
Ugh. Is it just me, or does it suddenly feel much colder in here?
Your Excellency, if I may. Speak, witness. I would like another opportunity to testify.
I like the notion that they can't even fathom the idea of this.
Yeah.
They can't even fathom the idea of someone trying to save another person's life.
Yeah, well, they live in hell.
Yeah.
In respect to the
Here you go. Round one, Tommy.
What?
Go on.
Oh. In respect to the slipshod assertion,
Yeah.
just put forward by the Yokel Defense Council, I mean.
Slipshod?
Ha ha! An excellent idea, Inspector. Our young yokel hopeful has a modicum of knowledge when it comes to the law, it seems. But in matters of medicine, he appears to possess not one iota of common sense. Very well, Inspector. I will permit your request. You will testify again before the court on the subject of the defense counsel's assertion. Yes, sir. I will do so flawlessly.
We're gonna take a break right now. It's good as time as ever, right? Let me get music on. Forensic Medicine Primer. Alright.
Be right back.
I've had to shit this whole time, guys. I didn't know. I didn't think I'd make it this far. I'm in pain. Okay. But might be a bit longer. Oh, it goes.
Hello. I returned.
Luck. Oh yeah. No luck. My body's gonna be stressed for the rest of the stream. Let's go. Very excited about this. Ugh. Whatever. Start it.
Pulling a blade will brick your account.
Not for long.
From a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding.
Blade Reckoning is coming. I cleared MLC12 with him. It's not over yet.
That's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know.
I was thinking about blade. Hold on. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking can cause heavy bleeding, right?
Right. Dr. John Watson is a medical doctor. Like, she is a medical assistant. Yeah. She would know this.
Basic knowledge that any medical research assistant... Alright, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like she's like a nobody. She is a medical
Yeah.
research assistant. Yeah. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim. Let's not forget that the young student did have a motive for killing the victim. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor.
Is what you just said true, Inspector? Could pulling a knife from a wound really cause the wound to bleed heavily?
Yes. Think of the weapon itself as a stopper in the wound that prevents excessive blood loss. Until a doctor is ready to provide proper treatment, that stopper shouldn't be removed.
Momentary lapse of judgment. That's all. Oh. I see.
This is why yokels should stay on the farm. Even a quack from some obscure mountain village would have such basic knowledge. Anyone who's ever given someone a little poke with a knife and pulled it out again knows it.
Yeah, that's just everyone experiences that.
What did he say?
Anyone who's ever given someone a little poke with a knife and pulled it out again knows it. There's too much blood. Oh, well, I've never stabbed anyone, you see, or pulled a blade out of a wound, so... And that's why you were an amateur! To defend criminals, you have to know them. To prosecute them, you have to be one. Of course you haven't. I didn't bring you up to behave like a bandit. Father, is it true? Is that true what they're telling me? Yes. It's basic remedial knowledge for medics. Ray would have been well aware of it. If she were to claim ignorance of such fundamentals, that would prove fatal in many ways. But then, why would Ray have done it? Could she have pulled out that knife thinking, could she have pulled that knife? Sorry guys, let me move my monitor a little closer. Could she have pulled out that knife in full knowledge that it would be fatal for Miss Brett? I don't know. Ray never once mentioned anything about the knife to me. It seems almost impossible to believe, but... my friend actually have... Susato. Yes! Pull yourself together. We mustn't lose sight of why we're here.
Counsel, it's time for your cross-examination.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency.
However, I must warn you that if your cross-examination fails to identify any issues with the established facts, I will be moving to my adjudication immediately afterwards.
I understand. Bro, how busty is Susato if, like, these bindings aren't holding these things back?
I guess.
Believing in your clients and fighting for their cause until the bitter end. I knew it would be hard, but I had no idea it would be this hard. Forensic medicine primer. I like how they didn't cut her hair for this. As like drastic of a situation. Well, it's like, well, we gotta keep her hair. We can't get rid of that when she goes back to her other outfit. Her other worse outfit. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding.
Hold it!
You say doing it without thinking could be a problem. Does that mean that if you used due care and attention, it would be alright.
I wouldn't have thought this needed spelling out,
Oh, it's a fake turtle.
Really?
Damn.
but... The blade is like a stopper in the wound. Remove it, and a serious hemorrhaging will occur. In other words, a medic would need to be present before any attempt was made to withdraw the blade. Doing it without thinking would be madness. You just can't do it.
Yeah, no, you should not have. I should not have pulled for blade. You're right. Oh, well, thank you for such a thorough explanation.
You see, Counsel, when you act without thinking, the result is a bloodbath.
That was nice. Fucking killing it today, Ouchie. We were gonna have you publicly executed for embarrassing us nonstop, but you know what? We might have to delay it till next week.
Back to the witness testimony, please. You're gonna fucking kill him.
You know, I'm just reminded of one of the highlights that'll be in VLR. It's like the last one I noted. We play that game for 5 hours, right? The first night. Well, every stream's 5 hours for VLR.
Uh-huh.
And somehow, despite this motherfucker's name being Sigma, it's not until like the 4.5 hour mark where a character just says Sigma that I just mutter under my breath, Sigma balls. It took 4.5 hours to get to that for some reason, and we both just crack up for like 10 seconds. And, like, it might not even be that extreme, but there's just something about it. Sigma balls. Anyway. Alright, that's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know.
Hold it!
In that case, there's an obvious explanation here.
Which is...
Clearly, the defendant, remember me, son, does not possess... I can't read that, I'm sorry. Clearly, the defendant, remember me, son, does not possess an ounce of sense.
Damn. What do you think about that, Professor Mikotoba?
I'm not sure that you should be labeling your best friend as lacking in common sense. Well, I thought it would be better than labeling her as a murderer.
I don't know. Young people today. If that's friendship, I don't understand it. Careful.
It's huge.
Counsel. A lack of common sense can be a very dangerous thing.
Oh, dear. That recoiled on me rather badly. I should be nicer to Naruhodo-san, Jesus. That's life, I'm afraid. A lesson everyone must learn.
Hopefully, you can see now that this is really basic medical knowledge. Being involved in medical research, Mambami-san would certainly have been aware of it. See, it's a shame we didn't play VLR now, rather than like last year when we did or whatever. Because then we could have like titled one of the streams "What the Sigma," gotten 10 million views.
I can rename one.
Oh, that's yeah.
Also, what does that mean?
It's just one of the things kids say nowadays.
Is
like
it,
Skippy, what the Sigma, Ohio is. It's just in that wheelhouse.
I don't know any of those words you just said, but okay, understood.
Gat.
I've seen that one. Excuse me, everyone. We played VLR this year.
We played it this year.
We played it.
January?
It was our January game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was this year, not 2013.
I was thinking it was Q4 2023.
Oh, fuck. It was technically.
Right.
Depending on who you ask.
Depending on who you ask.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was this year. Better have been. It was 999 that we played in February of 2013.
Okay.
I just couldn't pull 2023. It's so hard to say. 2013. I graduated that year. I remember that year. I was happy then. I wasn't happy last year. I remember that. Anyway, in other words, there's a good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim.
Hold it!
But the defendant had suddenly encountered somebody she knew lying on the ground, bleeding to death. The sight could have shocked her delicate sensibilities, causing her to remove the blade inadvertently.
I really don't think inadvertent actions can explain this.
It's funny seeing this appeal to the unreasonable aspect of people. Because, like, that's what you do in courts when you're defending someone.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like, hey, I don't know, people aren't reasonable.
Yeah, people panic. The woman is a medical research assistant. I can't imagine she would have behaved so irrationally.
You don't know her. Rubbing hands together. Oh, but irrational behavior is a woman's prerogative, isn't it?
Capcom.
Now we're talking.
You and your writing.
I think this is smart. This is a really good idea on Sussy's part here.
Women, unlike me.
I'm not like other girls.
Because I'm a man.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Oh dear, you have a lot to learn about women.
Yeah, and so do you.
Oh my fucking god. Only a small-minded man could have such bigoted views. Fucking face.
Oh dear. Perhaps I'm letting my male persona take hold a little too much.
Well, have I managed to convey the basics now? That should cover the medical side of the argument.
Why are you dying? Stop coughing and answer me.
He was drinking in the seawater.
Let's not forget that the young student did have a motive for killing the victim.
Hold it!
Whatever the motive, it just isn't in Membami-san's nature to do something so awful.
But she had both motive and opportunity. That's very hard to argue against.
But you don't know the defendant.
Objection!
And you, counsel, do not appear to know the law. Damn, he's on fire. Yes. Evidence is the only way to convince the court of your argument, not feelings. With this, pledging to defend her, I would almost say I pity the accused.
So do I.
Inspector, you will reiterate your point about the defendant's motive, please. Yes. Miss Brett was in many ways the sworn enemy of Membami-san.
The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor.
Hold it!
Well, yes, that's true. Dr. Wilson recognized Membami-san's talent and offered her the position of assistant despite her being a woman. She was extremely grateful to him.
Yes. The Englishman appears to have been a very broad-minded individual.
Dr. Wilson had no time for outdated traditions. He met with opposition, of course, but he believed firmly in Membami-san's abilities.
Clearly, the defendant was in the man's debt, which only serves to prove my point.
Ah, this is hopeless! I can't find a single crack in this testimony anywhere. If Ray knew that withdrawing the knife from the wound would threaten Miss Brett's life further, I just can't think of any way to explain why she did it. Susato. It's at times like these when it's especially important to remember the fundamentals.
Some CQC.
Fundamentals? Evidence is what counts in the courtroom, isn't it? Of course, but I've been through the court record dozens of times already. I think perhaps you're forgetting something, though. You needn't take the evidence at face value. You can and must examine it in greater detail, too. Oh. I realize this is your first time playing the role of a lawyer in the courtroom. So if you need reminding of the rudiments, you need only ask. I'll do my very best to help. I know what to do. Come to think of it, Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san were always turning evidence over and over in their I almost read that in their heads. I would have believed it. In their hands. Yes, I need to examine things in greater detail with space. Did we gain the ability to do that? We probably already could have. Ugh. Oh my god, she's so fucking cool.
Holy shit.
Fuck. Fuck. God damn it. I'll go first. Load's gun. There's some sort of emblem here, look. But isn't it a Yume University one? It must belong to some other organization. Oh wait, did you say it's not? It isn't. It must belong to some other organization, I suppose. A business of some kind. But that would seem to imply that the pen doesn't, in fact, belong to Ray.
It's, it belongs to BTS. They have a member named RM.
Weird. What's it stand for?
It's just RM. I'm not sure what it stands for.
Do they have like a name generator for boy bands?
Must be.
Like I remember asking your mom about it one time, and she was like, "Yeah, it's like a factory. How they churn them guys out." And I'm like, "Whoa." From my. The RM initials are very clearly engraved here. And the fact that Miss Brett was clinging to this pen in her dying moments is very clearly a message, too. To identify her killer, you mean? I don't think there can be any doubt that this is a key piece of evidence in this case. Let's open it. If we take off the pen's lid...
Okay, RM, formerly known as Rap Monster, it now stands for Real Me.
Huh. Let's unscrew the barrel, shall we? This is the most complex piece of evidence we have ever been handed. And they handed us an entire omnibus. This must be the little reservoir that holds the ink. Yes. You fill it by drawing ink from a bottle through the nib. It's empty. Something wrong, Father? It's just that there doesn't appear to be any ink in there, that's all. Oh yes, you're right. It's pretty much empty. Well, it could be on the verge of running out, I suppose. Damn. Oops. Okay. I think we're good there. Rakis England returnees tell all. This is the interview with you and Soseki-san, is it, Father? It looks as though it was quite an exchange. Yes, he became a little over-animated when he was talking about his time in England. The The photographer managed to capture the moment his hand karate chopped me on the neck. I do hope you weren't hurt. Alright, Russian spies, let's see it. This is the newspaper from Soseki-san.
Fuck, the Russian spies.
This seems to be an important article on the back page as well. Exclusive! Deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. You're on both sides of this paper, Dad. What the fuck? What? That's what you do, is it not? From Yume Medical Research, Father, isn't that your lab? What the? What? Let me see that! The poison's been stolen. It's this morning's paper that Soseki... Huh?
I said, what the Sigma?
What the Sigma? It's this morning's paper that Soseki-san gave us. Are you saying you didn't know? As embarrassing as that is for the head of the laboratory, I didn't. I've not heard any such thing. Where on earth could the reporter have gleaned this information? Come to think of it, there was no article mentioning this story in our paper this morning, was there? What? It's a highly toxic poison we've been working on in the strictest confidence.
Hold on.
I'd put Ray in charge of the project. What?
I'm sorry, what did they just say? That they didn't know about this?
Their paper that they got this morning, these two, did not have this information on it.
Okay. What?
And no one showed up to tell this guy?
Okay, they got this paper from Soseki.
Yeah.
Who has the journalist with him. Like, is the implication that he wrote this? Okay, whatever. What?
What? And Ray was the one managing the project for the super highly deadly toxic poison that was definitely not in the pen?
Huh.
It was totally in the pen. Ray, she was managing it? If what's written here is true, it means that she tried to hide the theft from me. And moreover, the details were leaked somehow. I don't believe it. We need to read this article very carefully. The article about the poison has been entered into the court record. Wowza! An article about poison that was stolen from a laboratory at Yume University. Even my father, who was responsible for the lab, knew nothing about the incident. That's crazy! Alright. Exclusive! Deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. Following a lecture at Yume by Soseki Natsume on the 11th of August, it's come to light that a very disturbing incident took place. A deadly poison being secretly developed in the university's forensic science laboratory was stolen. Deadly in tiny quantities. Even the smallest amount entering the body, either via the mouth or via a wound from a poison-laced blade, would prove fatal in minutes. Current methods cannot detect the newly developed chemical. The university would have to be consulted. Why were they developing death poisons? Super death poisons? That's just what chemists do.
To kill the British.
Why is the deadly poison being developed? I was just wondering this!
To kill the British!
To melt the Crystal Tower, of course. Don't you forget about it. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, starting with impaired breathing and ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death. Such symptoms would be suggestive of this toxin. It's apparently an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids and rumored to have been commissioned by the military. Okay, so she died to this. And the knife was used to...
Well, I could almost believe that it's like... Ray tried to take the knife out because she knew it was poisoned. Because in this situation, it's like, shit, I can't leave it in her. You know what I mean?
I'm going with the pen had it. The pen was then planted on her.
The penis mightier.
The penis mightier. take the penis mightier for 2,000. Because the RM here is to frame,
Ron May.
you know, and she is a scientist. Ron May's a scientist. Oh my god. Obviously the RM here is to frame our girl Ray. So
Yeah.
They plant it in the hand of the victim. But I'm gonna bet this had the poison in it, and I'm gonna guess it was probably just in the cup. Okay.
Well, yeah.
We've made some headway here. It's gone.
The space is gone. All
The
of space
space
is gone. Holy shit.
The space
We know
has been
Euclidean
removed
now.
with space.
Suck it, Euclides.
Don't need that shit. Ah, by the look in your eyes, I see it's coming back to you. Go through the court record again and have a thorough look at everything. You may just find a clue. Yes! I'll do it straight away! Okay. So it's not going to be any of these. Maybe it's one of those.
Yeah, well, okay.
Let's start from the, let me reread my basis of evidence here. Autopsy report. I'll examine it just in case, but it's text, so we don't need to worry about that.
Pupils, yeah.
Did that. Yeah, we examined all of these.
Yeah.
Okay. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. That's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim.
I think it's poison on this.
I think it's poison on this. I think it has to be, if only because of the way he is talking about it.
Yeah, but also the poison article talks about poison-laced knives, and this is why would she take it out? Here's a reason: it had poison on it.
Objection!
Well, they're giving us some brain teasers right away. Thankfully, that's not an easy connection to make there.
Yeah,
which is
that
good.
wasn't 100% direct. Like that's good.
That's like as it should be. Good. Off to a good start. I'm in love with this woman. No, there is one possibility. One very good reason why the defendant might have decided to withdraw the knife from the victim's wound.
What? Ha! The yokel not only has a poor grasp of the law, but is also a poor loser. Tell us then, what possibility do you think you've identified?
It's here. In this newspaper article. An article about a deadly poison having been stolen from a laboratory at the Imperial Yume University.
The victim perished from a stab wound. Poison has no relevance in this case.
But
Prosecutor Ouchie, you will let the defense speak. But a newspaper article! The court cannot rely on the kind of hearsay those wretched publications carry. Counsel for the defense. I'm going to need some tangible basis for your claims.
I'm fucking getting there.
You will indicate to the court precisely what part of the newspaper article mentioned affirms your assertion. Your Excellency!
Yes. Of course. Thank you. Ray would never have done something to further endanger Miss Brett's life without just cause. The reason why the defendant pulled the knife from the victim's body is explained in the article where it says... Let's read it again just to make sure.
I think it's deadly in tiny quantities.
Yeah, it's...
Poison lace blade. Yeah.
Yeah, poison lace blade. Yeah, exactly. Would prove fatal in minutes. If it's poison lace, I can get it out and she won't die. Right? And also, you can't detect it. Deadly in tiny quantities. The article reveals the following property about the poison in question. When the toxin enters the body on a knife laced with the poison, it's rapidly absorbed and causes death in minutes.
Are you suggesting?
If the knife used to attack Miss Brett was laced with this very poison, it would explain why the defendant, Mbami-san, would have withdrawn the blade as soon as possible. Yes, the truth is... it was an attempt to stop the poison from entering the victim's body.
What?
Her hands got bigger.
Whoa. This is complete and utter nonsense!
Not at all. The defendant withdrew the knife blade from the victim's body, not to accelerate the woman's demise, but to save her life. And the prosecution cannot deny the possibility.
Have you not read the post-mortem report? The cause of death was hemorrhage. The word poison appears nowhere in the document.
Well, that's because by acting quickly to remove the blade, the defendant prevented the poison from taking hold.
Oh, please. This is clearly desperation. The weasel's last breaking of wind. Poison has nothing whatsoever to do with this case, as I believe the defense is well aware. We have no proof that the information in this wretched newspaper article is at all reliable anyway. In that situation, what the students should have done is wait for medical assistance to arrive. But instead, they claimed she suspected poisoning and took the potentially lethal decision to remove the blade. She must have had a strong reason for her suspicions then. Or the argument makes no sense. Exactly! Well put, Inspector! On what grounds did she do it, yokel?
Why did Ray suspect the stolen poison was involved? If you want grounds, I'll give you grounds.
What? You can't possibly! From your expression, Counsel, it would appear those are not empty words. But naturally, as you stand in this courtroom as a lawyer, you must be aware that words alone, empty or not, are of no value in our modern justice system. The court demands evidence.
Yes, Your Excellency. I'm well aware of that. I've seen it many times, from my place at his side in the Old Bailey.
In that case, Counsel, you will present the proof to the court now. What evidence demonstrates a clear link between this case and the poison in the newspaper article? It's gonna be the eyes thing, yeah?
Yeah. That's a good point. It should be the pupil constriction.
Pupil constriction, yeah. Not sure what piece of evidence that is, but it's poison article or postmortem report, but...
This is just be... yeah, I think it's gotta be this.
Take that!
I would ask the court to refer to the notes section of the post-mortem report, which reads, extreme meiosis, pupil constriction, was observed in the victim.
Ah!
Clearly, being a yokel with no knowledge of forensic science, I have no idea. So please do tell me. Presumably, the fact that this condition of the victim was noted in the post-mortem report means that it's an unusual symptom of death.
Tisk! Well. Under normal circumstances, the pupils dilate when someone dies. If there was extreme constriction instead, that's most certainly unusual. Yes. What are you doing, you yokel detective?
In the newspaper article, there's the following information about the stolen poison. Onset of symptoms occurs in minutes, ending with acute contraction of the pupils prior to death.
What?
If the defendant, upon seeing the victim stabbed in the back, happened to notice that the pupils of Miss Brett's eyes had constricted severely, yes, as a medical research assistant, she would have suspected poison immediately, without a doubt. Prosecutor Ouchie! I think you'll agree. This is very compelling evidence!
You! Yokel student and yokel professor! I believe the defense has expertly demonstrated a credible reason for the defendant's actions. Oh!
Yes.
Eugene Bikotoba.
Yes, Your Excellency.
I believe you are best placed here to confirm or deny the veracity of the defense counsel's argument. You will tell the court the truth about the details reported in this newspaper, please.
It pains me to have to admit it, but I'm afraid I don't know. Ooh.
You don't know.
The toxin was kept under lock and key in my laboratory, certainly. But I was unaware of any theft.
Do you mean to tell the court that the reports of this theft are unfounded?
No, Your Excellency. Without returning to the laboratory to investigate myself, I couldn't say.
Ha! Listen to the bumbling academic! Unaware of the theft of secret state research from his own workplace until he reads of it in the newspaper!
I take full responsibility for the incompetence of my supervision. Mother.
It's a pitiful situation for a university professor.
No, he's too hot. He's gonna burn out. Ouchie, you can't. Your body can't take it. You weren't designed to talk that much shit.
You should have you should have more control over your students, rather than allowing them off on killing sprees.
Oh my, dude.
He's fucking got his hair growing
That's
back on
that's totally unfounded. Is it Ray?
Yeah.
None of this is Professor Mikotoba's fault. It's all my fault. Ray.
Mbami-san, you stand accused here. Outbursts like this will not be tolerated.
But it was me. I was the one who noticed that the poison we were developing had been stolen that day.
What?
I just want to take a moment This last, like, 20 minutes has already been better than the last game. The fact that Membami, because all we do is go, can the fucking defendant just say something? Like, everyone's moving along, everyone's on the ride together, we're not sitting here like, why is everyone so fucking stupid? So you knew? I'd been placed in charge of overseeing the project. It was the day that the professor and Soseki-san were interviewed together for the newspaper. That's when I noticed that some of the poison was missing. Just a tiny amount it was. Why didn't you let me know immediately? I was scared. The whole project was supposed to be confidential. But some of the toxin had somehow been taken. So, I decided I'd try to get it back before anyone else found out. Because I had a very good idea who the thief was. The thief? You don't mean... Yes. Of course. It was that dainty English woman.
Miss Giselle Brett.
That's why I decided to join the little group of people going to the seaside. Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brett. But she just sat on the stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me as if she knew she was untouchable. I know it was you who stole the poison! Well now, whatever do you mean? And then, she suddenly got to her feet before falling to her knees in front of me and then collapsing on the floor. Oh, I like this face. It almost looks like she's raising one eyebrow. Hmm? That's when I saw the knife in her back. Huh? I couldn't understand what had just happened. I am so, like, it always takes so long to hear the defendant's side of things. And then, a moment later, I was seized with fear. Pupils of her eyes they'd shrunk to tiny pinpoints.
See, now we know she's lying.
I don't believe it.
Giselle wore a mask.
Well, she fell to the ground. She was always holding it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. You're right.
I don't believe it.
In other words, you realized that the victim was suffering the effects of the stolen poison.
My mind started racing. I hadn't seen anything past Miss Brett's lips whilst I'd been with her. I hadn't seen anything past... Okay, yeah. She didn't drink anything. She didn't...
Right, yeah. Pass, yeah.
Which left only one possible way for the poison to have entered her body. On the blade of the knife in her back.
And that train of thought was what spurred you to withdraw the blade.
Yes. If the amount that had entered her bloodstream was small enough, she might still have a chance. That's what I hoped. Really. I'm so sorry for staying silent all this time.
It's not you, it's the writers.
Your Honor, women never tell the truth. You're right. Bailiff?
I read that in Dark Souls 2.
They'll never know I left that note.
Your attempt to hide the truth of what happened is not something that can be overlooked. Attempt to hide the truth? Well, I guess for the poison bit, sure. However, I have duly noted the courage with which you confessed in the end.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Alright, here's what's gonna happen with Ray. She's gonna be like, you're gonna be like, for the crimes of poison negligence or whatever, we're banishing you to England.
Oh no!
Oh no! Also, I zoned out there for like 10 seconds when she was talking. So Saseki-san and Mikotoba were having their meeting. She's left at the lab.
She's out doing whatever. She goes to the lab.
How does just Zyle get the poison?
She assumed it was her.
Okay.
She just was like, it's probably her.
Right, because obviously she would have been familiar with the lab because she would have been the other assistant.
Yep.
But it's also like she would have been in detention.
No.
Like, no.
No, she had free reign.
She had free reign.
No, that's the whole thing here, is that this woman killed a person and just got to do whatever she wanted. Like, while she was in the school, at least, she was under, supervision still, I believe.
Right. Okay,
but, okay. Yeah, no, she was pretty much allowed to do whatever she wanted. She was probably on, like, parole or something, right?
Sure.
Or the equivalent of such, but...
Okay.
But no, it sounds like she pretty much had free reign to do whatever she wanted. Someone just had to monitor her. But in the school, it seemed like she just kind of could come and go as she pleased.
Which is insane.
Which is insane, yeah. It's barely perceptible, but I do think the balance has shifted a little here in this... the balance has shifted a little here in this courtroom now.
Objection!
Your Excellency, do not be deceived.
Woman, therefore liar!
The victim just collapsed before your eyes, you say? Well, Mbami-san, if that's the case, perhaps you could explain how Miss Brett came to be stabbed.
Well,
You have no answer, because the shrimple truth is that you stabbed the victim motivated by revenge.
Objection!
but you have no conclusive evidence to prove that assertion, do you? I call forth to the stand, the true killer. We all know it's coming.
Yeah. Oh, I have evidence. And it is very much conclusive.
What's the prosecution counsel up to? It was brief, but he hesitated for a moment there. I'm almost sure of it.
You will produce the aforementioned evidence at once, Prosecutor Ouchie. Perhaps some praise is due, young Yoko student.
What?
I had imagined there would be no need for me to submit this evidence.
The hole in the wall at which she was stabbed through. Great. Hell yeah. Just fucking excellent. The camera crack!
The camera crack.
The camera crack! Oh fuck, it was the fucking journalist that showed up!
Oh my god, it was...
Or he's gonna testify now. I don't know if he killed her, but...
But you've brought this on yourself! Holy shit!
Oh my god, we can see her eyes finally.
What the Sigma?
Get her ass, Maya.
Yeah, get it!
I always knew my girl was a killer. Two-hand that son of a bitch. Nice. What the fuck?
You know what damage Alex is.
The cruelty in the air on that beach is almost palpable.
This evidence, more than any other, reveals that there was a third person at the crime scene.
And I didn't open with this. Because I'm a fucking idiot.
Reveals the true extent of the accused's murderous nature. For it shows the precise moment that Mbami-san plunged her dagger into the victim's back.
No, that's not true! No! I don't believe it.
Ah! Well, so this is weird, because no one denied that that happened. That, like, this pose did not occur, right?
Yeah.
But anyway. Order. Counsel for the defense. Was it you who was responsible for that shrill scream that just pierced my courtroom? Perhaps his voice has yet to break, unlike his will. These yokels are slow of mind and slow to mature.
I'll show you who's slow to mature. Careful now. Susato is starting to show her face here.
It is often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And here we have ample proof. The court will accept this extremely cognate photograph print as evidence.
What's that word? Cogent? Yeah, I'm going with cogent. Clear. Damning, maybe. Photographic print taken at the moment the victim was attacked. My friend Ray can be seen kneeling over Miss Brett. I can't believe he's had a photograph like that up his sleeve the entire time. What a dick. It's such a stark image. I'm genuinely lost for words. Oh, wait a minute. I don't understand. How did you... I mean, who took that photograph? I'll kill him! Ray.
Objection!
That's of no importance here. Stop trying to divert attention.
It's literally a witness. What are you talking about? Oh.
Objection!
That's an absurd thing to say. It's crucially important. Whoever took this photographic print was a witness to Miss Brett's death. The court must be allowed to hear this person's testimony. Damn it! I didn't think you'd hit me with that one.
I will uphold the defense's demand. The prosecution will reveal the identity of the person responsible for taking this photograph at once.
You've already seen him.
Well, I'm afraid I can't do that.
Pardon?
You see, this print arrived at the Imperial Police Bureau headquarters by express post yesterday.
Forgive me, Tommy. Bureau.
Bureau.
Yeah.
But there is nothing to indicate the sender's name or address. The provenance of the print is unknown.
I know who did it.
Goodness.
Are we to understand then, counsel, that in full knowledge of the fact that this photograph has the murkiest of origins, you nevertheless believe it fit for submission as evidence in the Supreme Court? When you first produced that print before, I noticed that you hesitated for a brief moment, because you knew that it wasn't completely reliable evidence, didn't you? Shut up. Fuck you.
Silence, you yokel student and blabbering professor! What matters is the blatant truth that this print so eloquently expresses.
But the defendant has already admitted to pulling the blade from the wound! Clearly, this isn't the moment that the knife was plunged into the victim's back, but...
The moment it was withdrawn? Don't waste this court's time with your ramblings. Indeed, without knowledge of who produced this print, we have no means of verifying the claim. The scene it captures is without doubt the most compelling evidence that presented to the court. If the defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter, I believe the conclusion is clear.
Oh no! Susato. This is the time for you to fight. If what you've established so far is true, then there can be no doubt. Can't wait for this game to be ruined by the fucking... oops. The,
Jurors.
What was it called? What was the juror thing called?
The
Summation examination.
examination, yeah.
This photograph shows the moment that Ray withdrew the blade from the victim. Yes, we just need to prove that somehow.
You'll have plenty of time to rue your defeat on the slow train back to the Providences. And to rue the day you came up against Taketsuchi Ouchi in a court of law.
If I can't determine who took this photograph, then the trial is going to come to an end. There must be a clue somewhere. There must be some way of working out who took it. This is good. We're getting right to the thing we've already noticed. This is great.
Well, Counsel.
Your Excellency, the burning question is who took that photograph. And the truth is, I have the answer. This game's on fire, dude. This isn't about whether I can or can't come up with the answer now. I simply have to. Damn. The identity of the person who took this dramatic photographic print is, I assure you, something the defense can and will reveal.
What? No, you can't possibly. But, as you so boldly claim that you can, please, do enlighten us.
Unfortunately, I'm unable to present a name.
How utterly underwhelming.
However, I am able to present evidence. The defense has a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity. Like, it's just, what?
Very well, the Council. Present your proof to the court. Which piece of evidence do you claim reveals something about the identity of the mysterious photographer?
We have a review scene button. That's cool. Nice. Appreciate that.
Take that!
What is that? The newspaper again? Hot single MILFs in my area. No, wait. Rauschus, England.
That seems unlikely at this time and age.
Returnees, tell all.
I was accused of murder! It's not the headline that's relevant here, Your Excellency. It's the photograph. If you look at it closely, you'll notice that there are some white lines on the right-hand side.
Yes, indeed. They had already cut my eye as it happens. What of it? A shadow of some kind, presumably. From the branches of a tree or the like.
There are no trees growing inside my laboratory at the university, I can assure you. Now, if you look closely at this photograph...
Good gracious!
You Naruhodos know how to fucking do it. Yes, exactly. The same pattern of lines is present on this photograph too.
Well, that tells us nothing. Yes, it's a shadow of some kind, definitely. From the branches of a tree.
He's freezing over. There wouldn't be any trees growing inside a hut at the beach council.
What's quite remarkable about it is that the two patterns are absolutely identical. How could such an extraordinary similarity have transpired?
The curious matching pattern that appears on both photographic prints is a result of... camera defect. We have doubled the amount of those options from the previous game already. Obviously, it must be due to a problem with the camera used to take the photographs.
With the photographic device?
Yes. We can confidently say that the camera's lens must be scratched. And that the scratched lens causes unwanted lines to appear on every print taken with the device. In short, the two photographs under consideration here were taken with the same camera. My hot streak.
There must be hundreds of such camera devices here in the capital. It would be utterly impossible to identify the owner of this particular one.
Objection!
Actually, if I read down here in the newspaper article, it tells me who took the photo. It what? I think you're forgetting, Prosecutor Ouchie. That one of the photographs featured in a newspaper article.
A newspaper?
That's right. The author of that article is the mystery witness to this crime.
What? What?
Menimemo. What the fuck did that say? Is he just gonna show up? What did you say? Soseki, what did you fucking say? I see that's why they called you Arrakis, Inkling returning. Menimemo. Menimemo.
I see, that's why they said that shit. What are you yelling about? You've already testified!
It's many memo, I tell you! Many memo! How many? Memo!
Many memo.
Many memo!
Whoa. Again?
Soseki-san, what was that? Did you say many memo? Ever
Many
since
memo.
I returned to Japan, a reporter from the Shoyu News has been hounding me. Like a Baskerville variety. Following my every move. A reporter by the name of Writing Many Memo. Yes! Hounding me from dawn till dusk! Writing Many Memo.
Right. You were the ink in that essay.
Now that he mentions it, he's right there. He's literally right there. No one mentioned him.
He's right in there.
They secretly spy, snapshot, scribble stories, and scupper my privacy. Could that same reporter be? Is he here? A camera to the left of him. A notebook to the right. There I am, stuck in the middle with writing many memo. What the fuck is going on with you?
So you're saying that this picture was taken by
Many Memo! Yes, my lord, your excellency Esquire!
Officer! Find this newspaper reporter at once and bring him to my courtroom.
Yes, right away, sir.
We will adjourn for a short recess in the meantime.
Yes, your excellency. The first recess in a whole game!
Wow. As you say, your excellency. And one more thing. Holy shit, it's the knife. I want this knife, the murder weapon, examined for traces of poison. We started doing that 9 months ago.
Yeah, wait, the conviction rate has gone up substantially. It's kind of weird. I didn't know we could do that. We just killed people at random. It turns out there's actual forensics behind things. It's crazy. Can't wait to retire. I hate this shit.
You will solicit the assistance of the Imperial University's medical department for the task. Understood.
Does that mean me? Mikutoba says. Yes.
Money memo!
All right. I'm liking everything about this game more than the other one already.
It's good.
Looking pretty good here.
It's just all about pacing.
It's all about the pacing and like the It's all about the respect to our intelligence. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
We're gonna stop for the night, and we will finish this opening case up tomorrow, most likely. Hopefully, get some other guys in here. But then we're probably gonna do Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the streams. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe this one's a little easier on us than the last one if it's paced better. But still, I'm in no rush, and I'd rather give people more time to keep up rather than it being like, all right, 4 fucking streams a week. Come on, chop.
Yeah. Plus,
two back to back. Fuck you.
We're more or less writing this one to Metaphor.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably not even streaming all of Metaphor either, but
Sure,
I'm going AWOL when Metaphor comes out. Like,
I think that's fair.
You're not here, like, none of you, my friends, that is, are like hearing from me till I beat that game, and then I'm just gonna work on like, I'm gonna wake up and work on highlight videos for a bit, and then just play Metaphor for 12 hours for the rest of the day until I beat it.
I think that's fair. I think.
Yeah, I also need to really finish up P3. I'm thinking on nights I stream after I finish this, I should just go play P3 until I beat it.
I keep meaning to play it too, and I just like I barely even started the game. I got like to the first moon.
Yeah, it's long still. I might stream the end of that game. You know, like do a solo stream where it's just me kind of playing the end of the game, give people my thoughts on it and stuff to lead into Metaphor or whatever. I'm not that far away from the end of P3. I think I'm in November. Like, I'm pretty close to the end of that game, so I need to do that. But, all right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow then, and I love Saucy. All right, good night.